Hi everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flour. If you're new here, my name is Robin. I hope you're having a great week. In today's video, I've got a lot in store for you. I have a couple of make-ahead meal ideas to help you stock your freezer. I've got cleaning motivation, home projects, and a 10-item wardrobe update. So if you need a little motivation to get it all done, you've come to the right place. While we are splitting our time between our current home and our new home, on the weekends I like to spend some time getting some meals ready ahead so that while we're working on the new house, I don't have to worry about dinner. This week I made some crispy baked chicken thighs that came out so good. These were bone-in chicken thighs and they were so easy. I did 6 of them, and because there's only 3 of us here at home right now, it was perfect for a meal on this night, and then I was able to save the other 3 for a meal in the future. I love chicken thighs because they're so good. They're really forgiving. You don't have to worry about overcooking them most of the time because they will stay juicy and delicious. And I have to say, the bone-in thighs are even better. If you want to give this recipe a try, I will have it linked down in the description box. I've never actually made them exactly this way before, but I'm going to save this recipe and do this time and time again because they were so good. After you season the chicken with a blend of salt, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, a little black pepper, and smoked paprika, you just bake them in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 45 minutes. As I said, these were delicious and they will freeze really well too, so you can use them in other dishes or just serve them with your favorite sides. On this night, I served them with some rice and some roasted broccoli, and my family absolutely loved it. I also put together another couple of freezer meals using some ground beef. I started off by browning 2 pounds of ground beef and adding onions to that and just cooking it until the beef was done and the onions were tender. Then I added half of that beef and onion mixture to a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and I added the rest of the ingredients for slow cooker Texas chili. This isn't my usual chili recipe that I've shared with you guys before. It's a new one that I wanted to try, and I found it at sixsistersstuff.com. You may have seen their YouTube videos or visited their website. I'm gonna have the recipe linked down below. They are amazing at throwing together freezer meals like this one, so I wanted to give it a try. This is what is known as a dump and go freezer meal, meaning you just dump all of the ingredients into a Ziploc bag, pop it in your freezer, and then on the day that you want to cook it, you can put it completely frozen into your crock pot or your slow cooker, or you can let it thaw out in the refrigerator the night before, whatever you choose. But these are really wonderful to get some meals into your freezer for those really busy weeknights, or in our case, while we're doing renovations during the day, I don't have to worry about dinner because all I have to do is go to my freezer, grab one of these bags early in the day, stick it in the slow cooker, and by the time we're ready to eat, dinner is served. With the other half of the ground beef, I just added some taco seasoning, cooked it a little while longer, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag as well. And we have taco meat ready for tacos any night we choose. I will probably get this out of the freezer and put it into the refrigerator the night before we want to have tacos, and then either warm it up in the microwave or on the stovetop. I am on the lookout for any great freezer meal ideas that are easy to put together like this, so if you guys have some that are tried and true in your home, let me know down in the comments. So this is the situation at our new house. The refrigerator's plugged in, the range is not, but it's a great place for me to plug in my crock pot, and the chili was great. It's a little spicy, so if you like it spicy, stick to the recipe. If you'd like a little milder, maybe put in 1 tablespoon of chili powder instead of 2. After the new floors were installed, we realized that there was a pretty thick layer of dust over top of them. So I wanted to get busy removing that, and so I'm just using a dry microfiber cloth to pick up as much of that as possible before I mop the floors. Using my handheld vacuum, I was able to vacuum up any larger bits and really remove all of the dust from the dry mop pad. This worked really well, and I was able to remove most of the dust from the flooring all over the house. And to remove the rest and really clean the floors, I used a damp microfiber cloth from eCloth, and that really did the trick. You guys know I'm a huge fan of eCloth, and they have been helping me out in our new home as well. So you'll see me use microfiber cloths later in the video, and I get them all from eCloth. If you're interested, I've got a link down in the description box so you can check them out too. While I was cleaning the floors, Patrick was getting our closet system back up. So this was installed by the previous owners, but we had to remove it in order for them to remove the old flooring and install the new. And he did a great job getting everything back in place, and I'm so excited to get this ready to move in. But first, I've got to give everything a good cleaning, and of course I'm using my eCloths for that. while we're working on the house, we are staying in our Airstream, but our bathrooms are fine, so we've been using those inside the house. And now that the closets are ready, I'm bringing all of our clothes in, or at least the things we have here at this house, and putting them in the closet, which is going to be so much more convenient. And it's a lot of fun actually starting to move in. Usually at this time of year, I have a 10-item wardrobe video up for you guys, but I'm not going to be able to get that done this year for obvious reasons. And my wardrobe hasn't changed much. So if you want to know what I'm wearing, basically look at my fall 10-item wardrobe. I do have a few extras that I've added, so I thought I'd share those with you here today. I just got this long sleeve sort of t-shirt, light sweatshirt from Amazon, and I got some new slippers. I love these Bionic slippers. I have been buying them on repeat. So as soon as I wear some out, I'll buy more. They are just so incredibly comfortable, and I'm really keeping it casual while we're getting all of this work done at the house. I also got this cable knit sweater. It's from Amazon Basics, and I'll have the links for all of these things down in the description box. I love the color blue, as you can see, and this sweater is just so comfortable for the kind of Texas weather we have, where it's cold one day and warm the next. I also cleaned out Peyton's closet and brought his clothes in from the Airstream. His bedroom is right next to his bathroom, so it's going to make it a lot more convenient for him to get ready in the mornings as well. When I painted his room, I also painted his closet. It needed painting, and instead of doing it white, I thought it might be pretty just to go ahead and bring in that same light gray blue color. It looks really nice in contrast to the white shelves, so I'm really happy with it. And it's quite a small closet, so we'll probably just keep his clothes for the current season in this closet, and then he can use the larger closet for all of his off-season clothing, and we'll probably do that as well. Because Peyton doesn't have a dresser, I just use these cloth baskets that we normally keep in the Airstream for things like socks and underwear, and everything else can either be folded and left on the shelves or hung. If you remember from my last video, I made a butter chicken freezer meal, just like the chili dump and go recipe. So it was frozen and I just put it into my Instant Pot, and it turned out amazing. In fact, much better than I anticipated. I wasn't really sure how it was going to work out, but it was really good, and I'm definitely going to do it again. My family loved it. So I set the Instant Pot according to the instructions, and I just put in whole breast pieces of chicken instead of cube chicken. So I had to break that up a little bit with 2 forks. When the cooking was finished, I just added in the cream, stirred it together, and it was ready to go. I served it over some rice, which was really easy to do, and everything was ready in no time. If you missed my last video, I'll have a link for it down in the description box and also in the cards above. Another project that I wanted to get checked off the list was to paint 2 closets in our home. One is the coat closet in the entryway, and the other is the linen closet. Hopefully these are the last 2 areas that I'm going to need to paint for the time being. We painted Peyton's room and the guest room, and then we painted most everywhere else white. And so these closets are looking a little bit dingy, and I really want to tackle those this week. Before I get started, I need to clean everything out of here. We sort of stashed all of these old switch plates in here. I guess we thought we might use them, but because they're mostly this sort of off-white cream color, we're going to need to replace them. So once I get all of those things out, I can start painting. There's also contact paper on one of the shelves in here. Patrick removed most of the rest of it, but I've got one piece left to take off, and fortunately it didn't leave the shelf sticky or anything. I do need to make sure everything is wiped down with a microfiber cloth because just like the rest of the house, it got pretty dusty when the floors were being installed. I don't plan to paint the shelves today, although I will do that soon. For those, I'm going to use a gloss paint that matches the trim that you see here on the side. Today, I'm just painting the walls, and it's going to be a little tricky to work around all of the shelves, but because I'm painting those later, I'm not going to worry too much about making a mess. With the exception of Peyton's room and the guest room, we used a white flat paint all over the house, and it is by Behr, which we got at Home Depot, and the color is called Polar Bear. I'm not going to do a ton of prep because I'm not that worried about getting paint on the shelves, but I do want to make sure that I don't get any on the new floors. I used a brush to edge everything out, and then I went back in with a roller, and I used a really small one because there are so many tight spaces in these small closets. Working in such a small space caused me to get quite a lot of paint in my hair, and I wasn't even aware of it until Patrick pointed it out. Thankfully, it was not that hard to get latex paint out of hair. I actually looked it up, and apparently WD-40 will do the trick, although we couldn't find any. So the next recommendation was toothpaste. So I rubbed my hair with a little bit of toothpaste and then shampooed it right out. It was a relief to get that little project checked off my list. I'm not quite finished because I have to paint the shelves in the linen closet, but I think that's going to go pretty easy, and I will show you when I finish that. We're starting to make progress on the kitchen cabinets. We've been putting some together, and Patrick has arranged all of the boxes so that we have everything grouped together, which will make it a little bit easier. With some of those smaller projects out of the way, we can really focus on this now, and we're trying to get several cabinets assembled each night after we finished work and after dinner. We're also bringing things over from the other house little by little, like this rug, which we haven't actually been using. I'm hoping that it might work here in the living room. We'll see. We still have a lot to do, and I am going to be bringing you updates, so I hope you'll join me next Sunday. I know you probably have a long to-do list as well this week, so I hope today's video gave you some motivation to get it all done. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe. We'd love to have you join our Faith and Flour community. Subscribing is absolutely free and easy. All you have to do is click on my picture. I love hearing from you, so be sure to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.